Very excited to have you guys here with me to produce and present to you the Advanced Astrological Theory Complete Mastery course by the Advanced Genius Astrology Institute, created by myself, and this is the Department of Cosmological Hermeneutics. So, before we get started, this video might seem complicated for some people to understand, but I'm here to help you through it step by step. So this is a page in my book, Fishy Flux. So our first module is going over advanced astrological theory and concepts. And what that looks like is going over the 12-dimensional chart model, the fourfold hermeneutic system, planetary field theory, and these three major things first when we're talking about advanced astrology as theory and concepts. So, first of all, the 12-dimensional chart model. Traditional astrology views charts in 3D. Planet, sign, house. Advanced theory adds what? 6 different things. Temporal dimension, progressions, directions, transits as time vectors, harmonic dimension, all 144 harmonic charts, 1 through 144 as quantum states, spatial dimension, astrocartography, local space, topocentric positions, karmic dimension, draconic, past life, vertex-based, dark moon cycles, collective dimension, mundane, horary, electional overlays, spectral dimension, black holes, Vedic Mandi, dark stars. Next, we're going to look at the fourfold hermeneutic system. And every chart must be read through what? Literal, event level prediction, traditional, allegorical, psychological, archetypal meaning, Jungian, moral, karmic, dharma lessons, Vedic, anagogical, soul evolution, cosmological purpose, esoteric. Our planetary field theory is what? Planets aren't points, but resonance fields within core frequency, traditional rulership, harmonic overtones, aspect patterns, quantum entanglement, antithesia parallels, temporal decay rate, progressed versus natal. All right, our second module is going over advanced prediction formulas and accuracy methods. And how we're going to do that is with our master timing formula, our event rectification algorithm, our quantum probability matrix. So let's get started. And I know this is going to seem confusing, but I'm going to break it all down for you. Again, this is why my channel is based around advanced astrology and teaching that. So the master timing formula that I've used is primary directions with Latin house systems. And what does that mean? Well, event probability equals PD multiplied by SA multiplied by T divided by HA multiplied by OA. Well, what the hell is all that? Well, PD equals what? Not P. Diddy. Primary direction arc. 1 degree equals 1 year. Okay? So I know now that PD, that primary direction arc, is multiplied by SA, which is for solar arc direction, adjusted for solar longitude. So again, primary direction arc multiplied by a solar arc direction, multiplied by T, which is transit strength, orb, velocity, and significance. And we're going to divide these 3 things with 2 things, HA and OA. So HA is what? House system alignment, 1 to 3 systems agreeing, and OA is an orb of application dynamic calculation. So now that we know what we're doing, let's look at it in more detail, step by step. Calculating our PD, our primary direction, using semi-arc method Placidus or Campanus, and then we apply our key life events. For example, the primary direction arc, ascendant conjunct the planet. So external event, house shows domain. And then primary direction, midheaven, conjunct the planet, career, public event. Primary direction, sun, moon, midpoint, identity shift. Then we layer our solar arc directions, 1 degree per year exactly. And we're going to filter through transit triggers, only outer planet transits to directed points. We apply house strength multiplier, angular multiplying 2.0, succedent multiplying 1.0, and cadent multiplying 0.5. So next we have the event rectification algorithm. When time is unknown, reverse engineer from known events. How do we do that? We use a rectification store equaling E multiplied by C multiplied by P divided by M multiplied by A. Again, what does this mean? Well, it's where for each known event. This is electional astrology. Again, we're using event rectification algorithms though. It's not electional. We're going to get into that in the next part. This is rectifying a chart, okay? So where for each known event, we have E. And what does that mean? Event significance on a 1 to 10 scale. So what is C? Well, C is chart correspondent, 0 to 1 match. And P is planetary condition at the event. M is the number of possible times. And A equals the age at the event. Here's the procedure. We list 5 to 10 major life events with exact dates for each event, identify astrological signatures such as transits or progressions, test the birth times in 4-minute intervals, or essentially 2 hours from approximate. Score each chart's alignment with all events. Use golden ratio spiral to narrow to most resonant time. Okay, let's go over the quantum probability matrix for predicting outcome possibilities. Our outcome percentage equals P and the little n multiplied by A and little n multiplied by H and little n divided by D and little n multiplied by 100. So what is this talking about? Well, where for each relevant planet? So P little n equals planetary dignity, essential and accidental. AN equals aspect strength orb multiplied by the type coefficiency. HN is house activation, current transits, and progressions. And DN is detriment factors, afflictions, retrograde, combustion, etc. Okay? For example, we're going to predicting career change. We need to identify the MC ruler, also known as your midheaven, also known as your 10th house cusp. So these are 10th house planets, Saturn structure, Sun identity, and we calculate current dignity and aspects for each. Then we score transits to these points. We apply house weighing, angular, greater than succedent, greater than cadent. And our final percentage equals the probability of change within the orb period. Next, we're going to do advanced Vedic astrology, so please be prepared. If you are not going to understand what this means, I suggest watching my other videos. So module 3, we're going over advanced Vedic astrology. We're breaking down things never been broken down before like this. So rigorous beginner's foundation. First, let's go through sidereal versus tropical, the Ayanamsa reality. So the current Ayanamsa values, Lahiri, 2407 degrees, that's the official Indian. Raman, 2228 degrees, and Krishna Murti, 2354 degrees. True sidereal is based on the galactic center, 2413 degrees. Our critical concept is this: Vedic uses fixed zodiac relative to stars, Western uses moving zodiac relative to seasons, and the difference equals 24 degrees. Okay, let's talk about the 16 Varga charts, divisional charts in Vedic astrology, not just Razi, D1, the complete system. So D1, of course, is Razi, and that's the physical body in your main life. But as we go further, there's D2, Hora, for wealth, D3, Drakana, siblings, D4, Chatur Thamsa, fortune, property, D7, Sap, Tamsa, children. D9, Navamsa, marriage, spirituality, the soul chart. D10, the Samsa, career. They say that these are your most important of the Varga charts. So D12, Dwada Samsa, parents. D16, Shoda Samsa, vehicles, comforts. D20, Vim Samsa, spiritual practices. D24, Siddhamsa, education. D27, Bahamsa, strengths. And D30, Trim Samsa, evils, misfortunes. D40, Kavedamsa, maternal influences. D45, Aksha Vedamsa, paternal influences. D60, Shashtyamsa, past life, final judgment. The rule is planet strong in both D1 and specific divisional equals great results in that area. Let's talk about nakshatras, the 27 lunar mansions. So each 13-20 degree divided into 4 padas, 320 degrees each, with critical nakshatras for prediction being Ajwini at 0 to 13-20 degrees Aries, healing and beginnings manifests. Rohini, that's 13-20 degrees through 26-40 degrees of Taurus, material manifestation. Ardra, 640 degrees through 20 degrees of Gemini, destruction for creation. Magha, 0 degrees through 13-20 degrees of Leo, ancestral karma, royalty. Vishaka, 20 degrees Libra through 320 degrees of Scorpio, achievement through conflict. Mula, 0 degrees through 13-20 degrees Sagittarius, uprooting, research. Uttara Ashara, 26-40 degrees Sag, and that's through 10 degrees of Capricorn, invincible victory. Shatabisha, 640 degrees through 20 degrees Aquarius, healing, revelation. And Revati, 1640 degrees through 30 degrees of Pisces, spiritual completion. Okay, now let's look at our dasha systems, our timing masteries. So Vimshottari Dasha is a 120-year cycle. Ketu is 7 years, Venus is 20 years, Sun is 6 years, Moon is 10 years, Mars is 7 years, Rahu is 18 years, and if you can't remember what Rahu is, for the love of God, you haven't seen my other videos. North node of the Moon. So Rahu, 18 years, Jupiter, 16 years, Saturn, 19 years, and Mercury, 17 years. Here's the calculation. So we find the Moon's nakshatra at birth. We count from 0 degrees Ajwini to Moon's position. We determine remaining degrees in current nakshatra, and we apply proportion formula. Remaining degrees divided by 13-20 degrees multiplied by dasha Lord years. Advanced, we can use Shotari, 116 years, or Ashtotari, 108 years for specific charts. Let's look at Ashta Kavarga, point system prediction. Our 8-source strength calculation is this. Each planet except for Rahu and Ketu, the nodes, scores points from 0 through 8 in each sign from perspective of Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and the ascendant. Here's the rules for that. Bainashtaka Varga, individual planets chart. Sarvashtaka Varga, sum of all planets points, max 56. Prastharashtaka Varga, annual chart predictions. And here's the interpretation. The sign with 25 or more points is very favorable. The sign with 20 or less points is very challenging. Transits to high point signs, positive events, and transits to low point signs, difficulties. Now let's do our advanced planet dissection. Using the 7-layer planetary model, each planet operates through core archetype, mythological function, sign expression, zodiac flavor, house manifestation, life domain, aspect, network, relationship to other functions, dignity state, essential, accidental, speed, direction, retrograde, station, direct, and phase cycle, synodic relationship to the sun. And here's our planetary retrogradation physics. Not just delay, but heliacal spiral motion. Retrograde potency equals R multiplied by D multiplied by S divided by 360. So what does it mean? Well, this is where R equals days retrograde, D equals degrees traversed retrograde, and S equals station strength orb from exact station. divided by 360. So 3 retrograde types. Inferior conjunction cycle, Mercury, Venus, inner reassessment. Opposition cycle, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, external projection, reevaluation. Outer planet cycle, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, generational course correction. Our planetary combustion and under beams, traditional versus modern. Classical combustion, planet within 830 degrees of sun equals weakened. Cazimi, planet within 17 degrees of sun equals exalted, purified. Under sun's beams, 17 degrees from the sun, still affected, but less. Here's the modern adjustment. So Mercury, Venus, combust but functional. They're never very far from each other. Mars, combust equals anger, turned inward. Jupiter, combust equals wisdom, unavailable. Saturn, combust equals discipline, collapsed. Let's look at our planetary hours and days as mastery. This is the Chaldean order. Saturn to Jupiter to Mars to Sun to Venus to Mercury to Moon. In calculating the planetary hour, sunrise to sunset equals 12 daylight hours, sunset to sunrise equals 12 night hours. Each hour is ruled by planet in Chaldean order, starting with the day ruler, and the day ruler equals planet ruling sunrise. So for advanced use, electional astrology, we match activity to planetary hour and day. Let's look at quantum astrological questionnaire for geniuses. Now, if you know any of these answers, that would be awesome. I'll just ask 3 questions in this video probably. So, temporal paradox. If someone is born during a Mercury retrograde stationed direct at exact minute, and their progressed Mercury goes retrograde at the age of 7 years old, how does this create a time loop in their communication patterns? What mathematical formula would predict the resonance points? Okay. My second question is about harmonic conundrum. In the 7th harmonic chart of relationships, a grand trine appears. In the 12th harmonic limitations, a grand cross appears. How do you resolve these contradictory messages about the native's partnership capacity? My third question is sidereal dilemma based. A client has Sun at 29 degrees and erratic and it's at tropical Cancer, 0 degrees sidereal Cancer using Lahiri. So their identity is split between Cancer and Leo manifestations. Which system governs conscious expression and which governs the sole purpose? How do you synthesize? Okay. So now let's get into prophesying with date only and no time, because this is a big question that we get in the astrology field. How do I calculate my chart without a time? How do I predict without time? What do I do? So we can use a bunch of different methods and techniques. First, we have the solar chart method, where we cast the chart for noon, essentially 12 o'clock on the dot, p.m., local time, and adjustments for accuracy include house system. We use the whole sign only, time independent. We ignore the moon. It's too fast, and it's 13% of the day, so it's unreliable. We focus on the sun sign, Saturn sign, Sol lesson, Jupiter sign, growth path, and we use aspects, only major aspects between slow planets like Mars, and these change slowly. So the 360-degree sundial method, each day equals 1 degree of solar arc. We calculate the sun's position at midnight UTC on the birth date. Each day after birth equals 1 degree solar arc progression. Life events occur when progressed sun aspects natal planets. The formula is the age at the event of any sort equals the arc between natal sun and planet divided by 1 degrees. For example, Sun is at 15 degrees Taurus, Saturn's at 15 degrees Leo. That equals a 90-degree difference. So the event at approximately age 90 is 90 degrees divided by 1 degree divided by the year, or a year. Next, we have the Sabian symbol sequence. Using the sun's degree only, we note the sun's degree and Sabian symbol. Each year equals next degree symbol, and the life narrative unfolds through 30-year cycle of a sign, then the next sign. For example, Sun at 5 degrees Gemini, a revolutionary magazine asking for action. Age 6 degrees Gemini, workmen drilling for oil. Age 2 7 degrees Gemini, etc. So the planetary day and ruler system, without time, use the day of week ruler. Events emphasize on that planet's day. Sun-moon phase, new full moon at birth gives the life theme. Solar eclipse proximity, born within 2 weeks of solar eclipse equals a fated life. Here's our rectification to sunrise chart. We can default to sunrise. Ascendant equals the sun sign. So casting the chart for sunrise on the birth date, this gives approximate house positions, most accurate for people born near the sunrise, and we can validate against known events. Next, we have astrology as biblical foreshadowing ideology, the zodiac in biblical narrative. First, the 12 tribes of Israel equals 12 signs. Like, really? And I know I should have already numbered this, but whatever. So there's 12, and then we have the Mazzaroth biblical zodiac. We also have the 12 gates of New Jerusalem, and Jesus' birth chart reconstruction, end times astrology, the Antichrist chart signatures. We're going to get deep into religion with this. So first, let's look at the 12 tribes of Israel, equaling the 12 zodiacal signs. So Reuben, for Aries, the firstborn and impulsive. Oops. Simeon, Taurus, stable, possessive. Levi, Gemini, communicative, dual-natured. Judah, Leo, royal leadership. Zebulun, Libra, balance, mercantile. Issachar, Capricorn, hardworking, patient. Dan, Scorpio, judging, transformative. Gad, Aries, warrior, pioneering. Asher, Taurus, prosperous, sensual. Naphtali, Gemini, swift, messenger. Joseph, Cancer, nurturing, protective. And Benjamin, Pisces, mystical, sacrificial. Now, I know it's not all the zodiac signs per se, but I'm just trying to paint a picture here. Now, let's look at the Mazzaroth biblical zodiac. Can you lead forth the Mazzaroth in their season? Now, this is a script quote from Job 38:32, Ancient Hebrew Correspondences, Aleph Tav, Alpha Omega, Christ as beginning and end, Aries through Pisces, 1 through 12. The Gospel and the Stars, ancient constellation meanings, Virgo, promised seed, virgin birth, Libra, price to be paid, atonement, Scorpio, conflict with enemy, crucifixion, Sagittarius, archer, triumphant, resurrection, Capricorn, life out of death, new creation. Let's talk about the 12 gates of New Jerusalem. Revelation 21:12 through 13, gates named for 12 tribes equals astrological ages. Here's a prophetic timeline. The fish gate, Pisces age, church era. The old gate is Aries age, law era. Sheep gate, Aries Taurus, sacrificial system. Pearl gates, Pisces, current age ending. And coming age, Aquarius, water of life. Let's talk about Jesus' birth chart reconstruction. Estimated September 11th, 3 BC, Rosetta calendar. Planetary alignments being Jupiter Regulus conjunction King Star, Jupiter Venus conjunction Birth Star, Sun in Virgo, woman clothed with sun, Moon at feet of Virgo, Revelation 12 sign, Saturn in Libra, justice fulfilled. The end times of astrology, Revelation 6:12 through 14, astrological events. The black sun, solar eclipse, blood moon, lunar eclipse, stars falling, meteor shower, and sky rolled up, pole shift, question mark. The seven seals as planetary spheres. We have the white horse moon, deception, red horse Mars for war, black horse Mercury, commerce, collapse, pale horse Saturn, death, martyrs, Venus, love tested, earthquake, Jupiter, expansion of judgment, and silent sun, divine judgment. Let's get into the Antichrist chart signatures, prophetic indicators, the sun, moon, and Saturn in Scorpio, death obsession, Mars, Pluto conjunction, destructive power, Mercury retrograde in the 10th house, deceptive communication, Neptune square the ascendant, false image, and what's possible is a grand square in fixed signs, stubborn evil. Final synthesis, the unified field theory of astrology, the master equation, is the life manifestation, equaling K multiplied by C multiplied by F divided by R multiplied by I. So K equals karmic signature, Vedic dashas and natal Saturn. C equals consciousness level, planet dignities and aspects to the sun and the moon. F is for free will factor, progress chart versus natal. And then we have R for resistance, afflictions, debilities, and I for ignorance on aspected planets and empty houses. The 7 laws of cosmic hermeneutics. As above, so below, macrocosm reflects microcosm. Synchronicity, meaningful coincidence, reveals structure. Cyclicity, all phenomena recur in fractal patterns. Polarity, every point contains its opposite. Correspondence, symbols map across reality levels. Vibration, everything moves at specific frequencies. And gender, active, receptive principles in all things. Here's the ultimate realization. Astrology isn't fortune telling, but cosmic literacy. The chart is God's mathematical signature on each soul, a love letter in geometric form, inviting us to participate consciously in our own evolution. The stars tell stories, but consciousness writes the ending. Master the language and you become co-author of your destiny. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one teaching you more